reformer class. I just want to check, do you have any injuries before we start? No? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 red springs, which you have on. You can lie down on the carriage. You can either pop your feet up on the fit bar, or you can keep them down, whatever is more comfortable. You can close your eyes, have them open, whichever you feel more comfortable with. And we're going to place our hands on our rib cage, and we're just going to start with some breath work. So I want you to inhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3, and exhale through the mouth, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do another inhale through the nose, and another exhale through the mouth. On these inhales, really feel your rib cage expanding, your fingers coming separated, and on that exhale, really feel them knitting back together. We're going to then exhale. We're going to do another inhale, and we're going to hold. Feel the tension in your belly. We're going to try and have another inhale if we can. Feel the tension grow, and then open your mouth and exhale, let all the air out. We're going to inhale again, and exhale, feel the fingers knit together. So this is going to be your Pilates breath. This will be a really important tool for this class today, and it'll help you with the moves. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes if you have them closed, and we're going to start with some pelvic tilts. So we can place our hands either on the side of the carriage, or we can keep them on our rib cage, whichever is more comfortable, or we can place them on our hip bones. Now our back is in neutral, and we're going to imagine we have a cup of tea on our belly button, and we're going to spill the cup of tea, and then we're going to bring our spine back to neutral. So we're going to rock back and forth, nice and slowly. Perfect. So this is our neutral and our imprint. So we're going to rock back and forth. We're going to do another 3, another 2, another 1, and perfect. Okay, we're going to start with our footwork today. So we're going to have our arms down beside us. We're going to have our heels on the foot bar, just as you do, in parallel. We're going to inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to push away, and then we're going to return. We're going to exhale to push away, inhale to return. So we want to keep the rest of your body nice and engaged. The core is nice and stable. We want this movement to be coming, imagine we have no legs as we're pushing away, keeping the feet nice and still. We're going to do another 2. We're going to do 1 more, and then we're going to 1 more out. And then we're going to come halfway and hold, and we're going to do tiny little pulses up and down. Perfect. So the rest of the body is staying nice and still. We'll do another 3, 2, 1. Extend fully, and then return the carriage. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do our arches. So we place them in parallel. We're going to wrap our toes around the foot bar. Imagine you're like a little bird on a tree. And we're going to inhale to prepare again. On the exhale, we're going to push away and return. And exhale, push away and return. So we want to keep the rest of our body nice and still, keep the core engaged. Really push away, push into those arches. We're going to do another 2. And we're going to do another 1. We're going to come halfway and hold. We're going to do tiny little pulses again. Up and down, really wrap those feet around the foot bar, keep the knees nice and parallel. Beautiful. Another 2, another 1, fully extend and bring the carriage back home. And now we're going to place our toes on the foot bar. We're going to keep our heels nice and lifted, nice and high. Imagine you're wearing a pair of high heels. We're going to inhale again to prepare, and on the exhale we're going to push away and return. We're going to push away. So really push into the toes onto the foot bar. Really feel that coming from your core as you're pushing away. Want to keep the rest of the body nice and still. We're going to do another 3, another 2, another 1, and we're going to hold. And now we're going to drive our feet under. We're going to do some calf raises. So really feel that pull. Beautiful. Perfect. So imagine I'm pulling you to the other end of the room, and then we're going to do running. So we're going to switch so you can bend one leg at a time. Perfect. So we're going to do slow motion and full range of motion. So really feel this nice and slow. The rest of the core is nice and engaged. Perfect. We're going to do another 3, another 2, another 1. Fully extend and park the carriage. Beautiful. And now we're going to come into first position. Perfect. So like the ballerinas. I'm going to have a fist width between. Beautiful. Heels up with the foot bar. Again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, push away from the bed and return. Perfect. So we're going to keep the feet nice and still. Beautiful. Well done. And really push away from that core. Really feel every muscle engaged. It's helping you with this move. We're going to do another 3, another 2, and on this last one, we're going to come halfway again, and we're going to do tiny little pulses up and down. Beautiful. Really push into those heels that are on the foot bar. We'll do another 3, 2, 1, and fully extend and park the carriage. Now we're going to come into second position, so that's the heels, nice and wide on the foot bar. Really push the knees out. Beautiful, well done. Inhale to prepare again. Exhale, we're going to push away and return. So really spiraling the knees out, really pushing into those heels. Beautiful. Don't forget to breathe, well done. We'll do another 3, another 2, another 1. We're going to come halfway, and we're going to do tiny little pulses. Perfect. So really keep those ankles nice and still. Really spiral the legs out. We'll do another 3, another 2, another 1. Fully extend, and then bring the carriage back home. Okay, you can grab onto your shoulder rest, and you can rock your knees from side to side just to get a little bit of movement into the spine. If you would like a sip of water, you can have a sip of water. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to do our shoulder bridges. So we're going to bring our arms down onto the carriage. We're going to extend our feet shoulder width apart. Beautiful. Have our heels on the foot bar. And now we're going to do our shoulder bridges. So we're going to inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to slowly peel our spine up off the carriage. Beautiful. And then slowly return vertebrae by vertebrae. Beautiful. And then we're going to peel our spine up off the carriage. You shouldn't be feeling any tension in the neck. You should be pushing into those shoulders up against the shoulder bridge. We're going to do another 3. Beautiful. Slowly, slowly. And then slowly bringing it back down towards the bed. Another 2. Beautiful. Really pressing into those hands. And on this next one, we're going to come up and we're going to hold in our shoulder bridge, and then we're going to push away from the carriage. And then return, keeping that lifted. Beautiful. We want to keep the hips nice and aligned. Really feel if one side feels like it's dropping more than the other. Really push into those hands to keep us lifted. Don't forget to breathe on the exhale to push away. We're going to do another 2, and we're going to do another 1, and we're going to hold, and then we're going to bring ourselves back towards the carriage and slowly peel our spine back down vertebrae by vertebrae, and then you can restack, take a minute, and we're going to come in to our bridge again. So whenever you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back up to our bridge. And we're going to bring our right leg into tabletop, and we're going to freeze this leg here in the air. And then we're going to push away with our left leg, so we're going to do some single leg work. Beautiful. Really keeping both of our hips lifted. Really push into the heel that's on the foot bar. Beautiful. Keeping this leg nice and still. As I said, you shouldn't be feeling any tension in your neck. pushing into your shoulders. We're going to do another 2. And we're going to do another 1. And then this one, we're going to hold this leg and we're going to point this leg up to the ceiling. And then we're going to flex and point. Beautiful. So really keep both of the hips nice and lifted. Beautiful. We'll do another 3, another 2, another 1, and we're going to keep the leg lifted, and then we're going to pulse up and down, tiny little pulses. Beautiful with the hips. Really pushing into the hands, into the foot, it's on the shoulder bar. And we're going to do another 2, 1. We're going to bring our leg back to tabletop and slowly park the carriage. Bring your foot onto the shoulder bar and then slowly restack. Beautiful. Now we have to do that all with your leg. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we're going to bring this leg into, we're going to roll our spine back up. Thank you. We're going to bring this leg into tabletop, and now we're going to push away with the right leg. So really keeping those hips nice and lifted, pressing into the hands. Core is like nice and engaged. It's pushing away from the heel. We're going to do another 2, and we're going to do 1 more, and we're going to stay out, and we're going to extend this fully. I'm going to point and flex with this leg. Beautiful, keeping the hips nice and lifted, really pushing into that right heel. Beautiful. We're going to do another 2, and we're going to do another 1, and we're going to hold it up nice, and we're going to pulse then from the hips. Beautiful. Foot is nice and pointed. We'll do another 3, another 2, and 1. Bring the leg back to tabletop. Slowly bring yourself back to the carriage, and then slowly restack. Beautiful. Well done. So you can grab the shoulder rests again, and you can rock your knees from side to side. If you want to get a little bit more movement, you can remove your feet from the foot bar and rock them from side to side. Beautiful. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come into our hands in straps. So we're going to push away from the carriage, and we're going to bring one leg to tabletop and the other leg to tabletop. Now we're going to start with our dead bugs, but we're going to do a little bit of prep. So we're going to bring our right arm out towards the side and then back to center. Swap to the left, really pressing into those straps. The rest of the body is staying nice and still. It's getting the shoulders bent up. We're going to do another 1 on each side. And then if this feels good, we're going to bring in the legs. So as you extend the right arm, the right leg, or the left leg is going to extend out straight. Beautiful. Lovely. So this is really working your brain, the coordination. We want to keep the core nice and engaged. Really point the toes as we extend the leg. We'll do another 3, another 2, another 1, and then you can slowly park the carriage. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do our eye pulse. So whenever you're ready, we're going to bring one leg to tabletop and the second leg to tabletop, and then with our eye pulse, we really want to press the shoulder blades down into the carriage, into the bed. We're going to inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to push down into those straps towards the bed and back up towards the sky. And push. Beautiful. So we're really pushing into those straps. The legs are in tabletop and the toes are nice and active. Core is engaged. Really pressing down. If this feels okay, we're going to bring the head, neck and shoulders in, and we're going to curl up on the next one. Beautiful. On your exhale. Really well done. We'll do another 3 of these. Looking down towards the pubic bone, really scooping in as we curl up. Another 2. And on this next one, we're going to extend the feet out as this feels comfortable. And then restack. Beautiful. Yeah, perfect. So whenever you're coming up, perfect, looking at the pubic bone, really curling in. The feet are nice and engaged. We're going to do another 2, and then we're going to hold after the second one. for our 100. And we're going to hold, and then we're going to do our 100. Perfect. So we can have our feet here in first position, like our classical. If this doesn't feel comfortable, we can bend the knees, and we can bring the legs back into tabletop. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're halfway there, you're nearly done. Perfect, the head, neck, and shoulders are up, core is engaged, hands are pumping, feet are nice and active. Another 20, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can restack. Bring the legs back and relax. Well done. Right, we can hang up the straps. You got them? Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go into our lunge series. So we're going to change the springs here, and we're going to place on one blue and then remove the 2 red. Perfect, and we're going to bring our box around. Get it for you. And we're going to place it just on this side, up beside the headrest. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to start by standing on the box, and we're going to come up towards the foot bar. Perfect. Your right leg is going to be, or foot is going to be placed there, and then bring your left heel onto the shoulder rest. Perfect. Okay, we're going to stand up nice and tall. You can either place your hands on your hips or behind you, wherever is more comfortable, and we're going to be looking forward. So we're going to start with some lunges. So we're going to inhale to prepare, and then exhale, we're going to push away the carriage and bending the right knee. Beautiful. And then restack. Beautiful. We're going to push away, putting the knee over the toe. Perfect, really pushing away with the carriage leg. Want to keep looking forward, shoulders away from the ears. Really, really pushing back. Imagine you're pushing someone back with your bum, you're hinging forward. We're going to do another 3 of these. And another 2. Yeah, bring the knee over the toe. And on this last one, we're going to hold out. I'm going to do tiny little pulses up and down. Beautiful. We'll just do 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold on 1, and we're going to do our scooters. So we're going to bring the carriage leg in and then fully extend. Beautiful. So we're looking ahead, just looking in front of you. Really pressing into that carriage leg, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. We'll do another 3, another 2, another 1, and fully extend and hold. Now we're going to bring our hands into prayer, and we're going to twist away from the carriage. Yeah, beautiful. And then bring yourselves back to the front, and then another twist. So this is coming from your core, so the rest of your body is staying nice and stable. We'll do another 5. Beautiful. Another 3, really pressing in. That carriage leg is staying super still. Another 2. Another 1. And you can fully restack. So you can park the carriage and stand up. Beautiful, well done. Okay, now we're going to play short box on. So short box is just pressed up against the shoulder rests. Lovely. And we're going to sit on the front of the box and just make sure that you have a palm distance. Yeah, beautiful. Between you and the back of the box. Oh, yes. We're going to start with our hands. We're going to start with our hands and straps. Okay. Now, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. Beautiful. And to start, we're going to start with our front reach. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We can have our hands in the long loops, or if you want a little bit more resistance, you can place them in the short loops. Perfect. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, and we're going to start with our front reach. Okay, so we're going to inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to reach our hands forward up towards our shoulders, and then bring them back. And up, So we really want to keep the core nice and engaged, beautiful. Shoulders away from the ears. The back is nice and flat. We're sitting up nice and tall and really pressing into those straps. We'll do another 2. We'll do another 1. And then we're going to come into our offering. Perfect. So we're going to bring our hands towards our sides. Beautiful. Inhale to prepare. We're still sitting up nice and tall. On the exhale, we're going to bring our arms out forward, to the sides, back into the center, and back. Sitting up nice and tall. So really focus on that breath to help and guide you through this move. We're just bringing the arms out towards our eye line so we can still see them. There, yeah. And back, we'll do another 3 of these, 2 of these. And now we'll go into our last one, and we're going to come back up. And we're going to stay here, and we're going to do tiny little pulses. Up and down. Perfect. So really keep that core engaged. We'll do another 3, another 2, 1, and hold. And now we're going to do our hug and move. So we're going to hug or move. Beautiful. So really keep those shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Well done. We'll do another 2. And we'll do 1 more. And then we can restack. And down. Well done. Okay, now we can hang the straps. If you want, you can do a few stretches on your arms. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to place on all of our springs. I can do that for you. And I'm going to grab the pole for you. And you can just place your foot in the safety strap. I'll just remove this first. Okay, and we can place our foot, both of them, into the safety strap. Okay, and I'll give you the pole. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to start with our flat back. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to bring our arms up above our head. We're going to, perfect. Our feet are parallel. They're really pushing against the safety strap, and we have a little bit of space. Perfect. Okay, inhale to prepare. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge back, keeping our back nice and straight as far as you can go, and then really use that core to bring you back up. So inhale to go down, or exhale to prepare, and then really scoot back up. We'll do another 2 of these. Beautiful, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the core nice and engaged. We'll do 1 more. Perfect. And then back to center. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to do our side, our twist and lean. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms up above our head. We're going to first we're going to do our prep. So we're going to twist to the right and center, and then we're going to twist to the left and center. We'll do 1 more on each side and center. So we really want to have this twist coming from our core. Okay, now when you're ready, we're going to twist to the right. Okay, so perfect. And we're going to fall or lean towards here. Perfect. And back up, center, and towards the other side, lifting our bum slightly. Perfect. Really, really well done. And center. We'll do 1 more on each side. Should we do 2 more? And down. Perfect. Really keep that core nice and engaged. And we're going to twist. Perfect. Keeping that back nice and flat and tall. 1 more each side. Twist and lifting the bum cheek. Perfect. And center, and then 1 more on this side. Perfect. Now, and let's finish with this. Now, we're going to sit in our mermaid position. We're going to keep our right foot into the strap so it's nice and secure. Make sure you're nice and comfortable seated in that position. And we're going to do our side bend stretch so you can see me in the mirror. So we're going to sit up nice and tall with our arms out on each side. The foot is really going to be supported by the safety strap. We're just going to do this to prepare to make you feel safe then for the next move. So we're going to lean into the side, fall down, and you can place your hand on here and really get that stretch. Beautiful. And then onto the other side, using your core to bring yourself up, bend. We'll do another one of these. And if you feel comfortable this time, you can place your hand on the floor. Beautiful. Getting a lovely stretch in, using your core to bring yourself back up. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do the bow and arrow, but we're going to do our prep first. So you can place your hands either on your temples, you can place them behind your head, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to lean to the side. We're going to stay here. Beautiful. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then restack. Perfect. So really using this foot to support you, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do our bow and arrow. So this time, when we go down, we're going to do our bow and arrow. So instead of the hold, we're going to use our core to really bring us up and down. Okay, so we're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to do our bow and arrow. Beautiful. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1, and restack. Beautiful, well done. Now you can then come and face the front, and we're going to do our climb a tree. So we're going to keep this leg in our strap. We're going to make sure we have, you're okay there on the box? Okay, perfect. So we're going to bring this leg into tabletop and hold the back. Okay, for this, to prepare, we're going to kick this leg up 3 times, and on the 3rd time, keep it up. You're going to climb your hands up towards your heel and round your back in. And we're going to tip backwards and slowly walk your hands down your leg and back up your leg. Perfect. And back down. We'll do another 2. And perfect. Keeping this toe nice and pointed. Now, and on this one, whenever you go down, if you feel comfortable, you can extend the hands behind you, keeping the leg nice and pointed. Really feel that stretch. And then to come up, tuck your chin to chest, and slowly climb back up the tree, hug in, and then do a pigeon stretch. That was really well done. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do the next leg. Perfect. So, no, we're going to climb a tree. Oh, sorry, leg. It's okay. Okay, so this bit now is in your strap, and then we're going to bring this leg to tabletop. We're sitting nice and tall. Perfect. The collarbones are nice and open. We're going to kick this leg 3 times. 1, 2, 3. We're going to hold up and walk up, really round the back, and then we're going to slowly tip back, and then walk down our leg, and slowly back up. Beautiful. The toe is nice and pointed. Other foot has you nice and secure. Perfect. We're going to do another one. And then on this one, whenever you go down, like last time, if you feel comfortable, you can open up the chest, open up the arms. Really feel that stretch. Then tuck your chin to chest. Whenever you come up, use the core to pull you up. Beautiful. Well done. And then hug in. And then we can do our pigeon stretch. Well done. Really lovely. Okay. And now we're going to come to this side. Perfect. Okay, so our leg is nice and secure. We're going to start again with our side bend stretch. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side, and we're going to lean in towards our shoulder rest and stretch over. Really lovely. Yeah, feeling that stretch. Beautiful. And then we're going to lean back using our core on the other side. Beautiful. We're going to do one more. So yeah, perfect. And stretch, and then back. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to sit up and place our hands on our temples again. Core is nice and engaged, and now we're going to tip in, and we're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and restack. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do our bow and arrow again. So we're going to inhale to prepare. On the exhale, we're going to tip in. We're going to do our bow and arrow, really making sure that core is engaged, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Another 2, another 1, and restack. Beautiful, well done. Okay, now we're going to remove the box and we're going to do our other leg. Beautiful, we're going to bring the shoulder up and we're going to drop down to a loose spring like we had before. Okay, we need the box again. That's okay. So we're going to do the other leg.
This side is it?
Yes, yes. Yeah, this side this time. Perfect, so the same setup like we did last time. So we're going to step onto the box first and then use the shoulder rest as, or the rest as a support. Placing our foot on the shoulder rest. We're going to stand up nice and tall and we're going to start with our lunges again. So we're going to inhale to prepare and on the exhale we're going to push our leg back. Perfect. And return. Perfect, so we want to keep the leg on the carriage nice and straight, and we're going to keep then a slight bend on our foot that's on our shoulder box. So really push into that left foot. Perfect. And we're going to hinge forward. The more you hinge forward, you're going to feel it a lot more in your glutes. Perfect, we'll do another 3. Looking forward, really well done. Another 2. And we're going to do one more. We're going to hold and we're going to pulse up and down. Perfect. Do 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold and come into our scooters. Perfect. Really well done. So keep our eye gaze forward. We're really pushing back into that leg that's on the carriage. Our shoulders are nice and open, core is engaged. So we'll do another 3. Another 2, another 1. We're going to hold out and we're going to bring our hands to prayer again and we're going to bend over towards the mirror. Beautiful. So this movement and then return and then bend over to the side. So this movement's really coming from our core, so the rest of our body wants to stay still like a statue. We'll do another 3 of these. Really well done. If you feel like you need to balance, the foot bar is there for your support. We're going to do 1 more. Really well done. And then we can stand back up. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to come back onto our carriage and we're going to do our foot bar series and we're just going to change the springs here to 1 red. Right, so I want you to kneel down on the carriage for me, please. And place your hands on the foot bar and then place your feet against the shoulder rest. Perfect, okay. So for this, we are going to start with the kneeling position. So our fingers, Pilates fingers, yeah, perfect. They're always together. We're going to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Perfect. And here, we're going to push back with our knees, or with our hands, keeping our arms keeping them nice and straight. Perfect, and then dart forward. I'm going to push away and dart forward. Perfect. So this movement is coming from your arms. The rest of your body is still like a statue. We're really pushing into those hands, keeping the gaze forward. The back is lovely and straight. We'll do another 2 of these, really pushing away and push 1 more. And if this feels comfortable, we can come up to standing. Is that okay? Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're going to push away the same with our arms. Well done. This is really beautiful. Dart forward. So the movement is coming from our arms, our shoulders away from our ears. We'll do another 3 of these. Really push into those shoulder rests. The feet are pushing against them. Another 2. Beautiful. We'll do 1 more. And then we can bring the carriage back. Beautiful. Well done. Okay. Now we're going to go into our down stretch. Okay, so for this, you can sit on your heels, perfect. Our shoulders, our hands are on the foot bar. Now we're going to come up halfway, perfect. Okay, and for this, we're going to push back with our knees, perfect. and then we're going to arc forward like a boat. So pushing into your arms, perfect. Shoulders or chest is nice and proud. Really push your feet into that foot bar. You're swinging like a pendulum, beautiful. Your chest is nice and open. After this one, we're going to come in and cat-cow back. So bringing the knees, perfect, the head into the knees. Perfect, and then we're going to do another 3. Really keeping the chest nice and open, pushing the feet away. And then on this next one, we're going to bring the head to the knees. Perfect, really feel that stretch. We'll do one more of these. Push away with the arms, like a rocking boat. Beautiful, the chest is nice and proud, core is engaged. And then in. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Okay, next we are going to go into our up stretch. Okay, so with this, perfect, we're going to place our heels up against the carriage, beautiful, and we're going to start in a round back position, like a downward dog. Okay, with this, we're going to push away with our heels out to a plank, and then we're going to dart forward using our hands until we park the carriage, beautiful, and then we're going to go back into a downward dog and push the carriage away then again, perfect, and then dart forward, curl the spine, beautiful, beautiful. So we really want to keep the core engaged. The arms are really, really strong here, really assisting with the move. Our heels are really pushing back into that headrest, dart forward. We'll do one more of these. Well done. Push back. Perfect, dart forward. And that's you. Now, feel that stretch. Now we're going to stay there and go into our elephant. So we're going to walk our feet forward. Perfect, and we're going to flex the toes. Perfect, our hands are nice on the foot bar, fingers are together. We're going to curve our back. Perfect, and here we're going to have this movement come perfect from our heels. So we're going to really push back. Perfect, keeping the toes nice and flexed. We'll just do a few of these, really feel that stretch. Having the back nice and rounded, the core is engaged, you can really feel it in your core. Perfect, we'll do another 2, another 1, now, and we'll come into our feet in straps. Well done. Okay, for our feet in straps, we're going to pop on one more red. Perfect, we're going to lie down in our carriage, and we're going to get safely into our feet and straps. So we're going to put our feet on the shoulder rest, on the foot bar, and we're going to put one leg in first. So push away from the carriage. Bring this into tabletop, really push into this leg. Perfect. Okay, perfect. We're going to do some lifts and lowers first, just really to feel the movement. So with this, with our footwork, or with our feet in straps, we really want to keep our core engaged and our sacrum heavy on the carriage for all of these movements. So really pushing into the straps and keeping the core engaged and the sacrum heavy. Beautiful. Okay, next we're going to come into our circles, our hip circles. So firstly, we're going to bring our legs up to in front of us. Perfect, and then we're going to open up wide, point the toes, meet them in the middle, and back up. So we're going to exhale around and inhale back up. Exhale. Perfect. Keep the toes nice and pointed. Only draw the circles as big as you can keep the rest of your core and your pelvis stable. Perfect. And on this next one, we're going to reverse the circles. So we're going to exhale to go down and bring the back up. Exhale towards the foot bar. Drawing lovely circles. Keeping the rest of your core nice and engaged and stable, and the sacrum heavy. So only lift as high as you can keep your sacrum heavy on the carriage. Beautiful. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to come into our frogs. Perfect. So our feet are in first position. We're going to bend the knees in towards our shoulders and press away. Perfect. So we're at a 45-degree angle. We're really pressing into those straps, keeping the ankles connected at all times. Really push away, keeping the sacrum nice and heavy on the carriage. We'll do another 3. Another 2, exhaling when we're pressing away. And one more, we're going to push out and we're going to beat. Perfect, and return. Extend, beat, and return. So with this, we want to keep the rest of our body nice and stable. And imagine you have no legs, so this movement's really coming from your core, your legs are doing the movement here. A lot of the movement. Perfect. Okay, we'll do another few of these. Beat, do another 2, and beat, and we'll do another 1, and we're going to come into our short spine. Perfect. Okay, so for short spine, we want the feet in parallel. I'll walk you through this one. Okay, so your shoulder or your headrest is down. Perfect. Okay, so with this, we're going to keep our feet in parallel and flex. Perfect. Okay, we're going to slowly bring the feet up towards our head, peeling the spine up off the bed until we park the carriage. When we park, we're going to bring our feet into frogs. We're going to bend the legs in towards our chest. Then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to peel the spine down. And then once we are done, we're going to push into those straps. Beautiful. So again, feet come to parallel. They come up overhead until we park the carriage. Beautiful. Feet into frogs. First position. Down. And then vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly down. Perfect. We'll do another 3 of these. So this is a really lovely cool down. Perfect. Don't forget to breathe as we come in. Slowly, and then exhale as we push away. Another 2. Bringing the legs up overhead. Perfect. And then into first position. Slowly, slowly. And then push away. And then up. Perfect. Into first position. Slowly, slowly. Beautiful. We can do one more. Love doing these. Perfect. And feet. Perfect. And exhale. Okay, so now we're going to safely remove our feet from the straps. So bend both. Remove one, yep, this on the foot bar, and then remove the second. Perfect. Then we're going to hang our straps. Lovely. And we're going to sit on our carriage. You can sit whatever way is most comfortable for you. We're going to just do some final breath work, like where it's home time. Okay, so we're going to inhale, bring the hands up above our head, exhale. Inhale through the nose, and exhale, push the air away. We're going to inhale and interlace or bring our hands over our wrist and bend to the side. Really, really feel the bend opening up the shoulders. And we're going to switch. We're going to do another one on each side. Perfect. Yeah, really feel the bend. Perfect. And now we're going to bring our hands up and open them to the sides. And we're going to imagine we're hugging someone, really, really scoop in. And then open the chest slowly, 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 nice and proud. And then really push in. And we're going to do one more, really scoop in. And then open the chest nice and wide. We're going to bring our hands up above our head.